What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the GameFreak. Today, I want to talk about something that I've kind of griped about before, and it just seems like it's not getting better. And it is a good perk that Evercade gives us. And what I'm talking about is the game of the month. I am a big supporter of independent game makers. People that start these games through like Kickstart funds and stuff like that. Some people don't. Some game developers don't even use a Kickstart. They just kind of fund it on their own, and it's low budget. That's why it's an indie game. But I have nothing against that stuff. In fact, I do support them. I have a pretty big collection on my PS5, and it ranges from like retro style independent games all the way up to like modern independent games. So I have nothing against independent game makers. I don't even have, I have nothing against any of them. My thing is the game of the month, as cool as the perk is, I think it's been pretty lackluster ever since it started. Now, obviously, I was not in the Evercade ecosystem when it started. I didn't get into this Evercade world until a little over a year ago. So, I think when I got into it, I think Indie Heroes 2 was just coming out, because I remember, I think the first game of the month that I seen was that Disco Tapeworm or Tapeworm Disco or whatever, and I thought it was absolutely stupid, but I know a lot of people liked it, and that's cool, man. I have nothing against anybody that likes any of these games. We all have our own preference, so I'm not ripping on you. If you hear me ripping on a game and you happen to like it, I'm not ripping on you. So let's clear that up right now. I don't think that you're stupid for liking these games or anything like that. This is just I guess my opinion and my rant on things. Nothing against anyone that does like these games, but anyway, back to this. So far there have been 3 Indie Heroes carts, and that is a total of 39 games on them 3 carts combined. I have played every game, all 39 games. I like 4 of them. That's really not a good ratio. I'm not real picky on games. It doesn't, like, a game doesn't have to look phenomenal and have just awesome graphics. There's a lot of bad graphic games out there that are just fucking awesome that I love. But these games, they just, to me, they lack structure when it comes to games. And I know when you're making a game low budget, you can't go all out, and I don't expect that. I don't expect like craziness on a low budget independent game. Many games that I have downloaded from independent game makers, they're not crazy, but they do have structure to them. And I think that these games on the game of the month, not many do. 4 out of 39, like I said, isn't good. And then there's been 3 game of the months in 2024, and I've liked 1. So that's 42 games, and I've liked a total of 5. Again, great perk that they give us and stuff, but at the same time, it was kind of surprising, because when I bought my Evercade VS, I was really surprised. Usually I read the description and everything, but right when I saw a true retro console with cartridges, I was sold. Especially when I seen the arcade carts. I was like, fuck yeah, man. I'm all about this, man. This is like true retro shit. Then I get it, and then I see that it has Wi-Fi, and you have to do updates and everything. That's not retro to me. So it was kind of false advertisement. Again, this is just my opinion, because some people love this shit. I think video games were ruined right when they started doing online play. I hope Evercade don't start doing the online bullshit. I think everything kind of went downhill. Granted, there's some great modern games out there now. I do love modern games. I love all games. All eras of games I love. But I do think when the internet got involved, gaming just kind of, blah. I don't know. I'm not a multiplayer kind of guy. I like single player, like platformers, adventures, stuff that you have to strategize and stuff. Like, I don't know. Now everything is just online where you need a headset, and it's like, fuck that. I don't play any of those games. But I was just shocked. I was like, man, you gotta update this system, and now you gotta update carts. It's like that that doesn't scream retro to me. Retro to me personally is, the Atari 2600. We didn't Wi-Fi didn't exist. Internet really didn't exist. It was it might have. I mean, it wasn't really for everybody yet though. Um I was only 5 years old when I got my Atari. So that was what, 82? But you didn't have an update on that. You put your game in and you played. Then the Nintendo came. You put your cart in and you played. Same thing with the Sega Genesis, Sega Master System, all that. You just put your game in and played, and now everything, update this, update that, and then problems just start. And Evercade's having their problems. People's carts bricking and shit like that. I would be perfectly happy with a couple things. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. Number one, these Game of the Months. Again, cool perk, but 5 out of 42 isn't a good ratio in my book. And this is just me. I think these indie carts and these indie games, I think it's really cool that Evercade gives these guys a platform. I can't stress that enough. That's fucking awesome. But just make a cart, man, and sell them. I get it. These games of the month, it's kind of a free preview. You can check these games out. That is cool. I get that. So I kind of might contradict myself on that because I do like that. But man, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, if you don't like them, don't play them. I don't. I do try them out because I like to give these games a chance, but I just haven't been impressed with them. So I'm not bitching about them doing this for us. I'm bitching about the low quality of the games. That's, I guess, what I'm getting at. Because, a lot of these games that I have downloaded from the PlayStation Store and other places, they're like Kickstarter funded or not funded at all. Like I said earlier, just funded by the developer. And they're just better games. I feel like Evercade just lets anybody that knows anything about computer programming, they give them a chance to throw a game out there. And no matter how bad the game is, the people that make these games, they have more talent than I do when it comes to games. I couldn't make a game, but being a game fan, I spend money on shit. So I think it gives me and everybody else the right to critique them. I think most of these games are awful, and it seems like they'll just let anybody, give it a whirl and throw it on there. But some of them games are just really bad. Now, to let you know that I have nothing against independent game makers. I have many, and I'll name a few that I have downloaded. Number one, I'm going to say Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is an amazing game that was funded through a Kickstarter, and I ended up buying that, years after it was released because I never heard of it. I just stumbled across it in the PlayStation Store, and I downloaded it. I thought it looked pretty interesting, and I played that, and I tell you what, that game is tough. And I ended up completing it, and I did a review on it, and that game is a fucking masterpiece. Fucking masterpiece. Love that game. One of my favorites. It's, there's so many damn games, but I would put Hollow Knight like in my top 50 all-time games. I love that game. And then another independent game came out called Ultros. I also did a review on that. Very good game. I wouldn't say masterpiece, but a very good game. Really fucked up game, but really awesome, man. Really awesome game. Ultros, check that out. I have these games wrote down. This is all off script, but I do have these games wrote down so I wouldn't forget. Another one is Axiom Verge. That game's badass. That's like a 8-bit game. I mean, that it's a side-scrolling Metroidvania platformer. It's a badass game. That's a really cool game. I think it's 8-bit. I mean, it looks 8-bit to me, but I'm getting fucking old. Maybe I'm pretty positive that's 8-bit though. Another one is Shovel Knight. Awesome game. A newer one that I recently downloaded and I love, and I don't know how long this game's been out. I don't know if it's been like a year or two. Might even been longer. Is Dead Cells. Dead Cells was absolutely badass. Really enjoyed that one. Another one was a game that I actually previewed on Let's Play, a segment that I started and I put on hiatus, and I'm still working the kinks out on that. So if you want to check The Last Campfire out, that's the game I was going to tell you. That is in my Let's Play playlist. Really cool game. It was a low budget game, but awesome. I mean, I bought that game for $7.99 or something like that, I believe. Not a real long game, not a real complex game. Really cool, like, narration to it. Pretty neat graphics to it, I guess. I mean, it's not the greatest, but pretty neat. And on top of that, it's like an adventure puzzle game of all types of games. I enjoyed that game. Really fun game. So go check that out. And this is another one that was on my Let's Play show. It was actually episode number 1. It was called, Astro Flame Starfighter. Man, I wish I would have completed this game before I made my top 10 flying shoot 'em ups, because Astro Flame Starfighter, I would definitely put in my top 10. That game was absolutely amazing. I still go back and play that. That's definitely in my top 10, like, favorite flying shoot 'em ups, like, ever. So, and I believe I paid $9.99 for that game. Amazing game. So if you've never played Astro Flame Starfighter, I highly recommend it. I got it on the PS5. I know you can get it for like the Switch. I'm pretty sure it's on Xbox, on all their platforms and stuff, but absolutely amazing game. I don't know how it's going to feel on something like the Switch, but with the PS5 controller, holy shit, man. Like, I can't explain, like, the feeling when you blow stuff up, but really cool game. Highly recommend it. So, I guess that's my gripe. Again, like I said, this was unscripted, so I didn't know where this was going to go. I do like the whole Game of the Month perk, but to me personally, I just feel like it's been a huge letdown, I guess. I don't know what other word to use. I personally have just not been impressed. 5 out of 42 games. Like, to me, I don't care for it. Let me know what you guys think. I don't want them to, I guess I don't want them to stop doing it, because I know there's tons of people that do love these games. And again, I'm not ripping on you if you do like them. That's your prerogative, man. That's cool. We all have different preferences when it comes to games. I guess my thing is, I wish they would get, better, or pick better independent developers. Like, I don't know who tests these games and says, man, this is a really good one. I think our audiences will like this, because maybe I'm just too picky on these games. I mean, maybe it is me. I don't know. I just haven't been impressed. But let me know what you guys think of all of this. Let me know your views on the Game of the Month on the Evercade. So I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me whine and bitch and rant over this shit. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, Game on, everybody.